I've just seen the video of you belting that guy at his house.
No, that's not a belt. No, that's the thing. To be honest, the only reason why I stopped because he ran to his mum, and then once there's a line I don't cross when it comes to family. So it's always another day. I left him.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was surprised you posted it. Aren't you worried about getting in trouble?
But then everyone can see what the cops really worry about. They rather lock someone that's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Actually doing the wrong thing, you know what I mean? So yeah. And plus time's time, but those girls are not going to get their life back from what that dickhead did.
Oh no, he did a good thing. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah,
no, he did the right thing. I was just surprised you posted it. You're not worried about getting in trouble?
Oh, I didn't post it. They posted it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. They posted it, and then I was like, "Fuck that!" And then people were tagging me, and I was like, "No, I'm not sharing that."
Because you could get charged.
Yeah, but look, I did 3.5 years for bullshit, like stupid shit. But I'd rather do time for something, useful. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
You get a lot of community support behind you if you got charged for that.
Yeah, 100%. But
there's over here there was a bikie who was in remand with a pedophile.
Yeah.
And he bashed him, and then he put the footage out himself because it was they give you the footage for court, and everyone was supporting him. Like tens of thousands of people were supporting him, and
yeah, saw that.
Yeah, he did.
Look, being inside the system, they look after those pedophiles more than they look after the mainstream people. Like they made a new jail up in Melbourne, and us mainstream streamers were supposed to move into that new jail. They moved the pedophiles and those rapist cunts in there. I mean, it's our justice system's fucked.
Welcome back to the Warfare Podcast, episode 30. Today we got one. We're going to be starting off pretty serious with Elijah Loco Coco Salisua.
That's Salisui.
Salasui.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
Good.
Last week I saw an Instagram post from the Area 679 about Sydney identity Isaac Viga, who'd been messaging underage girls with a few screenshots of the conversations. Then the next day I saw a video of you confronting him about it. Over the next few days, your IG story was flooded with stories about Isaac and the sickening way he's been abusing underage girls. Since then, you've become an unofficial spokesman for Polynesian victims of sex abuse, with an incredible amount of people who have been suffering in silence, feeling safe to voice their experiences through you. So can you tell us your version of how this came about?
The first time I heard of this was actually from my girlmate. But the thing is, Isaac had picked me up from the airport when I rocked up from Melbourne to Sydney.
Yeah.
Me up from the airport, right? And I was like, oh, all right. He picked me up from the airport and we went to our mate's house, and there's a few boys around and stuff. And I'd noticed that the way he was talking to the girls, he was like, hey, you know what? Hey, fuck yourself. Come and do this. Come suck my dick. This, blah, blah, blah. This, that. I turned around to my brother. They never fucking talk to girls like that ever again. They never disrespect them like that. They never talk to them like that. And he's like, oh, no, but fuck them. They fucking hoes and said whatever. I told him, you shouldn't be talking to them like that, whatever. And I didn't think much of it, and we left it at that. It wasn't until one of my girlmates messaged me and stuff, asking for help or whatnot, and I asked her what was the go, what was happening, and she goes that this Isaac guy was messaging her to pay her the money that he owes him. Yeah, this is how it started. He ended up It started like this. So he had got it over, and because of his social media, he's blocked his face in all of his photos. So this girl didn't know who he was or whatever, and she rocked up, and it was a hectic catfish. Like, she was like, what the fuck? Like, this is hectic. So she wanted to get out of there. So is this the time? Should I just get her to explain her story? Because fuck, like, this is...
Yeah, if she's happy to come and
jump on. Yeah, I'll just leave it to Tyra and she can tell its story and then I'll jump on her.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
All good.
Thanks. What's her name, Mana?
Tyra Lawrence.
Tara?
Tyra Lawrence.
Yeah. Hi,
Hi.
Tara.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Tara. I'm Lucky Lance. Thanks very much for your time.
Yeah.
I'm Mana. Thanks for your time. So
I'm so nervous.
that's all right. Just take your time. If it helps, Tyra, also, if you wanted to us to, we can blank out your face or put a thing across if something like that, if you feel more comfortable after.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Just so you don't, yeah. We can just have your voice and if that's more comfortable for you.
So it all started off with Instagram. At work one day, and a follow request from this Isaac. After that, he had requested to follow my friend. He flagged both. I know he was calling me, contacting me at work, messaging me, begging me to meet up with him. It took about 2 days, which isn't a long time. That's where I feel a bit ashamed because I let myself go easy. One day when I was at work, he called me and asked me to meet up with him. I recently just went through with someone that I moved to Sydney for. I left Perth and I found out I wasn't living. So my mindset was pretty much just running. So I stepped back. He Uber from Penrith to Australia, which is an hour.
Sorry, I'm not sure why, but it's cutting out a lot, the volume. I don't know.
Try talking again. Can you hear it? Okay, cool.
I can hear you, but yeah, it just cuts out when when Tyra's talking.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he got Uber from Penrith to Bath, well over an hour. It ended up $40. As soon as they showed me the Uber, oh, okay, yeah, sweet as. And then pretty much as soon as I got I didn't look into even bothering about what he looked like, anything else, personality. I didn't even get to know this bloke. Where I started majorly. We were meant to go to dinner. As soon as I got there, he boys when I rocked the shop. I thought I was meeting him at a restaurant, seafood buffet. And then pretty much 5 minutes I arrived. We got into a taxi and we rocked up. I told him I wasn't comfortable with me and his whole family after just meeting him. I walked in and he was speaking to us, made me feel uncomfortable straight away. Mum, a bitch. Pretty much ordering his mum around, demanding. After that, his room was in the shed. We were in the shed with excuses to leave. He went live on Instagram, put me in his Instagram story. I was about an hour and a half away from home. So if the Uber was $140 and I don't have the Uber app, then the taxi was going to be well over 200. And I pretty much, I don't have any friends here in Sydney. I've just moved here from Perth. I don't have family here. So I a bit trapped until I contacted my best friend via text when shoulder, and I asked her to call me, help me get out of this situation I got myself in. After that, she called me and me. That was gonna be my way out, but he was listening to the whole conversation. And he asked me to stay off my phone, so I stayed off my phone. And this guy is like 6'4", 6'3", hours over me, and I felt intimidated. After that, he pulls out bags of coke, tries to bribe me to sucking him and giving him sex. It took him about an hour to convince me until I felt like I just had to do it to get out of there. I gave him what he wanted, and still after that, he didn't leave. I reached out to a few friends that I met through called Bigo, and just told him I've got to go. And then I called a taxi, and even then he was still begging me to stay, begging me to give him another. And then I just kept saying, and I lied about a nephew over here. And this was like morning, so I knew he didn't believe me. After that, I left, got in a taxi to Bankstown. This was the Friday night. I didn't go home at all the Sunday night because I was scared he was going to follow back to mine, and I was thinking about my friend and my other housemate. This whole time I was at mate's place. Grasp what happened. He was like best friend, sending her threats, trying to get. He threatened to sit on our street because he ordered the Uber. I gave him our street name, but I didn't give him the number. He said he was going to come up that night and rape threats via Instagram, threaten to grab us both if he caught us both slipping. And after that, I pretty much reached out to Elijah. I asked them to help me with the situation about sending the money back to him because he wanted me to meet up with him personally, but I didn't want to meet up with him again. I don't want to ever see him again. We tried to sort out other money back for the Uber. That he always, if we see any of our bros, to go and do it for us. After that, he sent all the messages that he sent to myself and my best friend. So we don't have any, but we do have where you can tell where the conversation is because he's unsent all those messages, but you can see where we've replied and the way we've reacted at it. after that, we found out that he been chatting up underage girls. A lot of those underage girls are best, and they're pretty much her family. It just all spiraled out of. And yeah, now we're here.
Wow. Thanks for that. What a piece of shit.
Thanks for sharing your story. It's hard to know what to say, but I appreciate you sharing your story with us.
Yeah.
Did you report the crime to the authorities?
No, that's the one thing that backs me off from doing it, because he is affiliated. And the one thing I worried about, if we go report this, will they think that we're knocking on them because he told me stuff about who he's patched with? So I'm pretty much just watching out for my back and my best friends. And that's what's me from going for this whole court process.
Well, thanks for sharing it, and I'm sure with time, be something that you can put behind you, maybe, hopefully, with a bit more time, go back to being happy, like I'm sure you were before. I'm sure of it.
So you got Elijah involved, like he was?
Yeah. I pretty much reached out to Elijah and I sent him a message that your friend is effed up. Like, he's sending threats, rape threats, all sorts, threatening to sit on our street, waiting to grab us. And Elijah just pretty much said, let me sort him out. Me the money. I sent Elijah the money so he could send it to him. And then that got him off my back. The only thing left now is that I still have his that he wants back. But I don't know how to give that back to him without seeing him. I don't want to see him. And I don't know how to give that jumper back to him.
You're saying you need to return some property to this person?
Yeah, because I left. I just chucked on anything. I chucked on one of his jumpers and then I just gassed it.
I don't think it's critical that you return his jumper. I think that's least of his problems.
Yeah.
I think it would be safe to say you could just throw that in the bin. I think that'll be fine.
She's petrified from what he's done.
Yeah. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Just worry about yourself. I appreciate you sharing your story with us. It's a sensitive story. So thank you very much. I hope it brings you a little bit of relief to speak about it.
Yeah. I just hope other girls can learn from my mistake and not let them suffer.
The thing is, it's not your fault. None of this is your fault. That's not what he's done. It's not normal behavior. A normal person doesn't do that sort of thing. There's nothing. There's no way you could expect that to happen.
I think it's probably a good thing that it's being exposed from yourself, and I've seen videos online. So it's going to make it a lot harder for him to be in contact with women in the future, because now it's out in the open. So it'll be quite difficult for him to continue this type of behaviour. Wouldn't you agree?
Definitely.
Yeah. So it could be very helpful to other ladies, the fact that you're bringing it to light and letting people know. So it's actually probably quite a noble thing you've done by speaking out, which will alert others to be wary of this person, and So it could assist a lot of other people to not end up in the same shoes you found yourself in. So actually, when I think about it, I think you've done a good thing to speak out. That's great. So hats off to you. Because if nobody speaks up, then it's easier for the sort of behaviour to continue. So you've done a good thing. I appreciate you sharing your story with us.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope, and please stay in touch with the social media. Let us know how you're going. I don't want to just to hear your story and then never see you again. Let's stay in touch through the social media and let me know how you're going.
Yeah.
And if you want some laughs, check out my page, Lucky Lance.
Okay.
It's real funny.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna put Elijah back on.
Thank you.
All right, see you later. Thank you very much.
Fuck, man, what a piece of shit.
I know, what a grunk.
Well, we just sort of realised it's going to be harder for him to act like that in the future now that everybody's onto him, Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, but there's still people still messaging me and saying that he's trying to get through to them on fake pages. The fat fuck.
Oh, he's still going.
He's still going. That's when you know that there's something wrong with this cunt.
So what happened when you heard the story? What did you think? Because you'd met him before.
Much of it, and because he was my mate,
Yeah.
I didn't think much. And I'm like, bro, fucking pull up. And I'm like, is that what you want? You want your money back? He goes, yeah, just tell him pay my money. I'm like, okay, Tyra, can you just pay the money? Because she didn't want to see him and didn't want to give the kid up. I'm like, oh, just pay his money back or whatever you need or whatever you need to. She paid her money back and fair enough, and that was it. And then I didn't think much of it. And then my girl mate that I stay with come up and goes, bro, this Isaac cunt's chatting up to my niece. That's when I'm like, nah, fuck this. And then that's when...
How old was her niece?
13, 14? From school, but so she was like still in school. And then...
What's this, the lady was saying he wants his jumper back or something. Just throw the jumper in the bin. I mean, the guy's lucky that she didn't report him to police.
Yeah, I have no idea where this jumper is. But who gives a fuck about that jumper? Like, he's not
he should be shutting up about the jumper. He's lucky that she didn't press charges.
100%.
Yeah, he's worried about jumper.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it's just a means to intimidate her more.
Yeah, she was just too scared because he tells her, like, he's taller than me, and for someone and she's only small, so I can imagine her just standing there going, fuck, like, yeah, okay, whatever you want, whatever, It's very intimidating.
Yeah.
Like that, tower over her.
He should be counting his blessings that he's not charged. He should probably send her some money as a compensation.
So you said that you heard about someone's niece, did you say?
So my girlmate that I stay with, my niece just told her that this guy, and which was Isaac, that he was trying to get into her DMs and telling her to come meet up and stuff. And my girlmate told her niece to block him. So that's what she did.
And this is a 14-year-old?
Yeah. And then that's when I've sent a message to Isaac. I'm like, bro, what the fuck's this with this pedo shit? And he goes, oh, what do you mean? I'm like this, bro. Like, and then I'm like this. Because he had a photo of me on his Instagram. I'm like, bro, go delete that photo now. Fucking fat piece of shit. And I just started giving it to him. And then I asked him, I questioned him. I'm like, how many schoolgirls have you talked to? And he goes, 2. And then that's when I was like, no, fuck this. That's when I started exposing this cunt. And then that's when all the girls affected by this fucking started messaging me and telling me the stories. And I was like, fuck. And that's when I started exposing this guy. And that's how it actually started, like, coming through.
Have you got a lot of faith so you're getting a lot of stories. You got a lot of faith that all those the stories that you're hearing, they're all genuine, you believe?
Yeah, it's genuine stories, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like, girls they'll message at like 2 minutes after, like, I'll get one message and another come through, and exactly the same pattern.
Oh, so that multiple sources are telling you the same story.
Same thing, and it's
and those multiple sources, they don't know each other.
Know each other. They don't know each other.
But they're sending him the messages as well, aren't they?
So a lady, I think it was one of the ladies from California. She remembered his face, and she said that it's been she has a husband. She has a husband, and her husband doesn't know about this. He kept it quiet because this cunt did something to her when she was here in Sydney. But she doesn't want nothing to do with Sydney anymore. There's if you look on the stories and on the highlights there.
Yeah.
Sorry, Zara, can you get this bird? Sorry, I fucking got a bird flying around. Sorry, mate.
That's all right. All good, man.
So yeah, on your Instagram stories, I'll put the link up on here as well on your Instagram.
So the story is there. I've put it all up on the highlights so everyone can see what's been going on and making sure our girls have been heard.
Yeah.
You know, this is not. I'm not comfortable I'm not comfortable with this type of topic, but it needs to be heard.
Yeah.
And
It's a very difficult topic to talk about for men. Yeah.
To be honest, if I hadn't exposed this dog, would I have known that it was happening in my own backyard? No.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I think seeing the video of you actually confronting him and seeing him run away, screaming for his dad, would have given a lot of people confidence to, he's not invincible.
Yeah, he's not invincible. In fact, I just wished I had done more. I hadn't got all these info that I had back then. If I had known what I know now about him, it would have been a different story. But fuck.
Why did you take it on yourself to do something?
I don't know. I was supposed to go training with the boys, and I'm like, fuck, just do me a favor, just take me over here. I want to go see where this piece of shit is. And I rocked up this fat cunt with no shirt. Bro, you know how cold it was? This guy was doing something in there. It was fucking pedophile cunt.
Yeah.
And I wanted to take him out. The thing that got to me is when he was sitting there and saying, my family's inside. Look, at the end of the day, I still got morals and I still got respect for someone's family. I went there for him, not his family. You know what I mean? And when I hit him, he ran inside the house and goes, I'm calling the cops. I'm like, yeah, sweet, call the cops. Then he runs and says, oh, my mum's on the phone. Once he said that, I'm like, you know what, fuck, there's always another day, I'll come back.
So he's threatening these girls with a club, and then he runs inside and calls the cops when you hit him.
Yeah, well, yeah. It just didn't make sense, but it was just a moment.
Yeah.
What is he talking about anyway? Fuck his family. He's worried about how my family's inside. What about the families that he just hurt some families? So what the fuck's he talking about? Yeah. That's his fault. It's his fault that you were there. It's not your fault you were there. It's cause and effect. You were there because of for a reason which he caused. So you've done nothing wrong. You did a good thing. It exposed him. And I saw the video, but it was quite embarrassing. He's running off crying, basically. What's that about? And
well, at least these girls know that, he's nothing. He's not invincible. At the end of the day, he's still human. And this day will come.
Actually, hang on a minute. I just realised. I've seen you in the ring. If you started hitting me, I'd run off crying too.
Well,
and wow, what a story! So, we want to also.
What's the response been like? So since you've been doing it, you've been getting messages and messages.
And I started doing this and exposing this guy. Friday and Saturday, I hadn't slept. I didn't sleep for 2 days straight because I was replying to every single one. I did tell them that my word is my word, and I replied to everyone, and I got through it. Even now, it's still going off right now.
Yeah.
So after this, I'll go reply to everyone and make sure that they've been heard. And that justice deserves, that they get the peace that they want.
Yeah.
I mean, so now these girls have. We've got one of the lawyers here that's going to be representing the girls, Ahmed Dib.
Yeah.
And so whatever happens from there, look, I can take them this far. Like, I'll support the girls and I'll be there to protect them, whatever, our sisters and brothers, you know what I mean? But I just need them to be able to stand up and take this further to wherever they need to take it, you know what I mean, to be heard. So, it's a big thing, man.
Yeah, you've done it, man. Thank thank you for everyone. Like, it's such a good thing that you've done.
So is this guy going to be in? Is he going to be in trouble with the law?
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Well, they might see this podcast. Police might watch the podcast, and I don't know.
We don't, because at the end of the day, you know, our sisters won't come clean because acts like this and getting put behind bars. Like, yes, I've done my time and stuff, you know what I mean? But I don't, and for me, I don't go to cops, so that's not my thing. You know what I mean?
Neither do we.
But the thing is, sorry to interrupt you. Yeah.
They're still lurking the street and still trying to get hold of these girls. You know what I mean? And fuck, I don't know what do these cops expect us to do? You know what I mean? Have this kind of fuck left the street still? You know what I mean?
The girls should go to the cops though, because they're not criminals. You know, they don't have to live by that code. You know, they're normal people.
It doesn't apply to them. You
Yeah.
know, like maybe the three of us, you know, we don't report things to police. We're not, you know, we don't do that. But
that's why it was hard for me to go. Like, I'm supporting the girls 100%, and I'm gonna still be there. Right? And nobody gonna touch our sisters though. Well, fuck this. Like, oh, I'm gonna protect them, and I've told them that. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm still fresh out of the boob. And you know, the thing is, I still want to protect my sisters and stuff. And justice needs to be served. Justice needs to come out and put these fucking little pedophile dogs away. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, you know, we're sponsored by a law firm, and if you end up in some trouble, get in contact and we'll see if we can't give you some advice or some help in some way. If you find yourself in trouble, get in contact with us. It's quite an amazing story, and it doesn't sound like there's a lot of doubt. Look, this guy, no doubt, will watch our podcast. Do you want to say anything to him, or you got nothing to say to him?
No, his day will come. You know what I mean? Like, his day will come, and when that day comes, mate.
Yeah.
Here he is. He's back.
Someone
Cut out.
Oh, Koja. All right. I think, man, that's the serious stuff. Let's talk about some other stuff now.
I think it's more with our Polynesian people, my Polynesian sisters and brothers coming forward with their stories and being heard. I think we need to make a movement for this. Our elders and stuff, tell our sisters and brothers who have been affected by this pedophile shit, rape shit from their own family or someone in that circle, that they need to come forward and they need to step up, because at the end of the day, if they keep silent, they're just going to keep burning. You know what I mean? And they need to be heard, and those fuckwits that's doing this shit need to be accountable for the action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you said you're Polynesian. Are you from Tonga?
I'm Samoan.
Okay. Yep.
I'm Samoan.
Lance is Tongan.
Whawhake, eh? Usi.
What else?
Maka usi. Kaife.
Oh, man. Just, it was a great thing that you've done.
Yeah.
So, thanks very much. And thanks for coming on our podcast and sharing your story. We really appreciate you giving us our time. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate this. You know, everyone needs to see this.
Now, look, we're kind of feeling a little bit awkward now because we want to talk about your career after we've just had a serious conversation.
Yeah, but I want to make sure that that they need to come clean and expose all those people around the family and shit that's doing this stuff. And you know, and for those elders out there, we need to break this chain and be able to speak out for our culture and stuff and expose these dogs that's doing it.
100%.
It's
That's a good message. You can't fix what you don't acknowledge.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's a good message.
All right. So let's move on a little bit. How did you get? How come you're in Sydney now? You're from Melbourne originally.
Did some training with a few of the boys.
Yeah.
But that's stopped a bit now because of what's happened. Yeah, but I just needed to have a break from Melbourne for now. And yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah.
You left just in time.
Yeah, I left right on time, and then I tried to get my mate over, and then he got bounced back. I was like, damn.
I want to get out of Melbourne. Melbourne's gone nuts. You know, when you walk down the street, you're getting in arguments with people and getting in fights with people freaking out. Melbourne's gone pretty nuts. Everyone's hysterical, you know. And we're on lockdown. The police, I've been getting fines every day, $1,600 fines from the police, and the police are very aggressive. You know, they've never been so, because I'm polite to police, you know, and always polite to them. How are you? Yeah, and they're being very aggressive. It's people are being aggressive on the street. If you're not wearing your mask, people want to punch on. It's getting fucking weird, man. And
so Elijah, before you were doing all this, like before the last 2 weeks, you're a boxer.
Yeah.
So with the boxing, you got a few sponsors. Did you say you want to shout out a couple of sponsors?
No sponsors. I just want to shout out to Wild Bill.
Yeah.
Wild Bill for jumping in and trying to help with this movement.
Who's Wild Bill?
Willie Nasio.
What business is that?
He has his own brand that he's trying to bring out. Fight. Oh shit! Wait, 2 seconds. Yeah.
I'll post the link up anyway. You know, I ordered some of his t-shirts a couple of days ago.
What was it?
I just went on his Wild Bill Instagram and followed the links, but I know there's another thing as well.
So shout out to Wild Bill and the ones that made this shirt, Vinyl Cuts.
JT Vinyl Cuts.
Yeah.
JT Vinyl Cuts. Best hoodies in Australia.
Yep. Shout out to my stand-up fitness for having the doors open when COVID's over, and being able to have people that like our little sisters and little brothers to come in and be able to fight back, if they're in a situation like that.
What gym? Can you just repeat that? Which gym was that?
SUF Stand-up Fitness in Limbrook and Springvale.
Oh, great.
Trainers Steve and Darren Hancock and my brother Peter Salas and whatnot. Yeah, and all that.
I think Lance, you were at his last fight.
Yeah.
His last fight.
Last fight. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I love going to the fights. Mana got me into it only maybe a couple of years ago, and now because I never followed sport in my life, and now I love going to the fight. I love it. Yeah, I go there with my wife. And I get really excited when I go. Yeah, I get too excited. I start screaming. And I sit ringside. I almost want to climb in the ring to get a closer look. I love it. I love it. Because you know what? The truth is, man, you know why we love you guys so much? Love to watch you fight and why we follow you. And it's because secretly, we all wish we were doing what you're doing. We all wish we were doing it, but we can't. Because we can't be training twice a day forever.
I don't train that much.
What?
But I said I was going to come here for training, but I've been doing my holiday, and then I'm trying to catch up on life, man. I missed out on 3.5 years, so I'm like, So I knew COVID was going to take over again, so I was like, nah, I'm going to take off.
So how long have you been out for?
Maybe a month now.
You've only been out a month.
Oh wait. Where from inside?
Yeah.
So November, and November I've had 3 pro fights since then.
Yeah.
I didn't have a break. I didn't have my own time.
Yeah.
And you know what? To be honest, I was like, I was thanking COVID for this. So I was like, to be honest, I was like, nah, I've got to get out. And I saw the light and I took it.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah, fuck it, I'll get out.
So you got out of jail, you just bounced straight into 3 fights.
I did my and 6 days later, I fought straight away.
Fuck, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you were allowed to fight? Were you on parole?
No, I did my whole thing. I didn't get paroled. They didn't want to
get parole.
They didn't give my parole. I was like, fuck. So I had 18 months in the bottom, and they didn't give it to me, bro. I was like, what?
You had 18 months in the bottom. You ended up doing 3.5.
And I did the whole thing. And I was like, God damn.
What do you mean? How did you do your whole? When you went for your parole hearing, what did you tell them? Banging in your ass.
No, they kept knocking it back. They're like, nah, this Addy's not good enough. I'm like, oh yeah, blah blah. And then I had a year left, and they come up to me and go, oh look, your Addy's not not acceptable, blah blah blah. And because I was practicing in the mirror how to talk to them when I get up, and yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna say, nah, fuck you. I got up, I'm like, you know what, go fuck yourself, you fucking bitch, fuck that, blah, blah. Then I walked out of the door, I closed the door, and I'm like, fuck, now I have to do another year.
I bet that wasn't what you practiced in the mirror.
Yeah, I know. Like that, you can do. I'm like, fuck, go fuck yourself, dumb bitch. Fuck you. No, I was just pissed off. Yeah, fuck. But then you know what? I'm lucky. I'm happy I did the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was pretty good.
Did you train when you were in there?
I trained, yep. So maybe 3 months prior to getting out, I was weighing 124, and my trainer goes, "Oh, you're going to be fighting." I'm like, "Oh, mad." I was like, "Yeah, sweet." So I had something to train for. Like, oh yeah, I knew I was getting out, but now I'm motivated to fight on this card. So 124, I went to 124 all the way to 107.
Right.
But this is a fucking funny story. You're telling me you're training for a fight, a professional fight, in jail.
Yeah. had a few of my boys. They're all like, they stuck fat with me. I woke up every morning early as, and I used to tell them, mate, because we stayed in. So this is a minimum jail now. So it's Margonique. Shout out to Margonique Correctional Center, all my boys that's doing time there, and free the 501s or the boys getting deported. Anyways, yeah, I would wake up in the morning, and before that, the night before, I'll be like, boys, you better wake up at this time before I'll come, and I'll make sure I'll by force get you guys up. And they're like, yeah, sweet. Comes the morning, they don't wake up, bro. I grab the bucket of water. I'm like, fuck you all, boom. And they get up, and we go for a run in the morning, and they'll do our pads and shit. So it was pretty good in there, man.
What a story, man. You're training for a fight at Margonique. That's hilarious.
Yeah, but in church, so we had church inside, yeah, and there was only like, when I rocked up to that jail, there was only like 20 people there. 20 people going to church, and I was like, fuck. I heard one of their songs. It was like Lean On Me, and everyone would sing it. And it was, bro, I was like, what the hell is that? So I grabbed the guitar, and I'm like, fuck, you know what? Listen to me and repeat after me. They're like, oh, sweet. So I did this church song, and then boom, everyone was dancing and stuff. Boom, the next week, it was like 40 people come to church. And following, boom, 60, 80, bro, come to my last service. Everyone knew it was my last service. And the whole jail rocked up to this my last service, and I run the choir. Shout out to my tongue mate, Pastor Joe. He was one of the prisoners, and he was the pastor in there. And he ran the church service, and I ran the church choir. And bro, we had the whole jail come together in this one gym, and everyone was singing the songs because they knew it now by heart, and they had all the lyrics and stuff. So we had like heaps of church songs, and we were going hard in there, you know.
Can you give us a bit of a example? Come on, mate. Because we can put this in the promo.
I would, but I think my guitar's on tune. I just bought a guitar yesterday, so yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, and then 2 days. So that was 2 days my last service, yeah. And then 2 days before that, these dogs knew that like someone gets taken out. They know it's not me, but they put me in the slot. They put me in the slot my last 2 days in jail, and then I got out from the slot, and the boys come up to my window because they can see me in the slot, and they all come in the yard and they did a haka for me.
Oh wow!
Oh, the whole yard was.
Why were you in the slot last 2 days?
Someone got taken out, and yeah, that's it. They're like, "Oh, yes, we would take you." I'm like, "Fuck, bad cuz." But it's what it is.
They probably thought because you know you're getting out and you got no parole, they probably thought on your last day you're gonna hit someone maybe.
Nah, I got paid anyway, so it's mad.
Yeah. But hey, that's the funniest story I've heard about fighting. You're training for a professional fight in jail.
Yeah,
that's hilarious, man. I put that in your little promo clips you do. Make sure you put that in. That's gold.
Yeah,
that's gold. So the other guy, the guy you're fighting, he's training in a fancy gym with fancy food and fancy trainers, and you're training in jail. Did you win the fight?
I won first round. Yeah, 2 minutes.
Yeah. And you won.
Yeah.
That's a good story, man.
So I got out 17th of November last year, and 6 days later, I think on the 22nd or 23rd, 22nd, I fought that guy. I beat him. And then 17th of December, so a month getting out, I fought again. 1 month. again. So that was my second fight, and then I won first round, like 30 seconds, first round.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
One you were at.
The third one you're at, Lance.
Yeah. Wow.
I forgot.
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm like, fuck, who gives a shit? And then I put on so much.
No, I remember you. I remember you exactly. You look like a nice guy now, but in the ring with your ponytail and that, you look pretty fucking scary, man.
On that one, eh?
It's fucking intimidating, man. Yeah. Very intimidating.
Didn't you say, Lance, at that fight, wasn't there a big table of Samoans just behind you?
Yeah, I seen Ben Sassoli. He was there. What's so funny?
I told you.
This guy's showing me all the podcasts you did, and you bring him up all the time.
Yeah.
But
I love that guy.
And we did that just before I got locked up. We were on the 8-man. Me, him, Bam Bam, Dempsey McKean. All those boys were all in that one card on the 8-man elimination. We didn't get to verse each other. I was like, fuck. But he was sparring. We did some sparring and stuff together, me and Ben. So
I love
Before
that
this-
guy. He's a cool guy.
Yeah, he's very humble, huh?
Fucking very humble. And he's a funny cunt. Do you see him painting the abs on?
Yeah, I saw that.
What a funny cunt.
I've been talking to Elijah before this, and I said I bet you he's gonna bring up Ben Sassoli.
I got him.
Podcast, I bring him up. Does Ben Sassoli watch our podcast?
Oh, I don't think so.
Why?
He better fucking watch. I got my wife to sponsor him. I could talk her into sponsoring him. And,
Man.
He's a humble guy. He's a lovely guy.
Did you meet also Cyber?
Who?
I've met him. Yeah, I met him. I bought one of his T-shirts as well because of the.
Do you know Cy?
Lance doesn't know him, but I've met him. He's fought in Adelaide a few times.
Is he still in a coma up in Thailand?
I think so.
Yeah, so he's been over since I've been out.
Yeah.
And he's still fighting, apparently. So, God be with him.
Yeah, it's a sad story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when do you think there's a chance of another fight, with what's going on?
I'm supposed to be training, and my fight's supposed to be in October.
Is that in Sydney?
No, in Melbourne.
Oh, in Melbourne?
Yeah.
I'll be there, man. I'll be there ringside.
Depends, but because it's supposed to be with no crowd.
Oh, no crowd?
Yeah, but first, make sure you come.
I'll be your trainer. Just say I'm your trainer. I'll train you, man.
I got to stay loyal, my homie.
As far as
man, I can make it that you win. Just ask Kane Clark. I helped him win that fight, man.
Kane's joined our gym now.
Hey?
He's with us now, with our gym.
Kane?
Yeah, SUF, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Kane Clark, yeah. So we've got a good team up there, a lot of support up there, so it's pretty good. Come down to our gym one day.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I'll show you how to do the sneako.
Oh, here we go.
this is Lance's favorite technique. It's the sneako.
Oh, I loved those ones when I was young. Like 14, my brother used to take me out with him every night. So he was like 18, I was 14. He used to take me clubbing. So if I had a little brother, I'd be like, fuck off, stay home. But my older brother used to take me with him. And I used to be the one to come from behind. There's a video actually on YouTube somewhere of us fighting in the city. So it's technique. I would be the cheap shot.
Make sure, man.
He already knows the sneako, Lance. I don't know what you're going to show him now. I don't know what you're going to show him. He already knows that one.
But I can show you the advanced techniques, yeah? I'm a 4th Dan black belt in the ancient art of the sneako, yeah? I can show you some really, really sophisticated techniques. The best one I've got is when somebody's sleeping. That's the best time to sneako them.
Yeah. Bam, does like this or something and just straight up.
No. We don't use our hands. We use something else.
You're showing me how he puts slip like this with your palm up like a slap.
Oh, Bam Bam was?
Yeah, funny.
Oh.
Yeah, I call him Daddy.
How's it been training with those boys?
To be honest, bro, I'm lazy, man. I did some training. He was doing his rolling and stuff,
Yeah.
but I was like, I don't know, man. Not motivated at the moment, but
Yeah.
yeah. It's those days. We get to those days, and it's fuck.
So were you going to do what? Move to MMA?
Slowly. So
Yeah.
I'll slowly get into my kickboxing again,
Yeah.
and from there, then I'll start letting my grapplers and stuff. And see where that goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's going to go somewhere. I'll be following you the whole time, man. I'm your new fan, biggest fan. And make sure I'm told when there's the next fight. I'll be there, man. All you hear is me screaming.
Yeah, sweet. Follow me
So-
back. I'll keep in touch. I'll get your number, and then yeah.
Thanks very
So
much. Thanks a
now,
lot.
Lance, now in the next podcast, you're going to be asking everyone if they know Elijah.
Yeah. You know this guy, Elijah?
I know a lot of the boys that you guys done podcasts with too. So yeah, they're really they're good boys, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll show you which ones not to put on because you'll get no no followers, bro.
No views. Yeah.
All right. I reckon we'll probably wrap it up.
Yeah.
I got some work to do as well.
Hey, thanks a lot for your time, mate. I appreciate it. And it was really, really nice to meet you. I really like you. Thank you,
brother.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you for your podcast and stuff, and hopefully our story gets to everyone, and that they take a stand forward for us, and justice has been served and stuff. So all good.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thanks heaps, mate. Stay in touch.